Oh, bloody hell, you lot. I'm zoomed in, look. How you doing, you lot? How's it all going? I hope you're all having a wonderful week. I just thought, I'm out here playing around with this MP9 and everything, and I thought, let's just have a little chat with you lot. So, as you know already, this, what's it called? Bloody Thunder Tiger, the Tomahawk, is ready to rock and roll. It's all set, rocking and rolling. At the weekend, hopefully I'll get a chance and I'll take it out for its first little spin, first little test drive. I've decided that if anybody wants to buy it, I'm not going to advertise it for sale, but if anybody wants to buy it, not necessarily you lot, but, well, yeah, you lot if you want, but I'm just saying, if anybody says to me, hey, will you sell it, or is that for sale? It is for sale. I built it up like this for the wife to use it, because I want to try and get her, you know, I want to try and get her spending time with us a bit more, because we always do everything she wants to do, so let's get her out and about and do something that we want to do, me and the kids, I mean. However, like I said, if anybody wants to buy it, I'll sell it with this transmitter, the radio gear, even these wheels, and I'll chuck a glow starter in as well, obviously. A complete running set, if anybody offers me the price. But I'm not going to advertise it, not yet anyway, because, well, I don't want to. But it's, you must probably have all seen the little sneaky picture that I put up on the what's that called, a community tab thing. I put a little picture up, didn't I? And I said, you know, and some of you probably guessed, some of you asked the questions. Yeah, man, I got a new engine. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. You can see it, but I'm not going to talk about it very much, because, well, I'm working on it at the moment. I've had it in, but there's still a lot more to do with it. And it's a nice little engine. They sound the nuts as well. They do sound very nice, these engines. And but I haven't experienced it in full scale yet, because I've had some issues. But I'll talk about that another time. But I'm doing some upgrades at the moment. I'm going to do a full video on how to fit one of these engines into one of these buggies, because this is the ready set version, not the kit version. Like for racing, you got different engine mounts and bits and bobs. I've got to do a bit of grinding on here to make this fit better, because it didn't fit very well, and the starter box didn't really fit on the flywheel particularly well. So anyway, that's not you know, that's for another day. But we got some Answer RC goodies on here. Look, Answer RC, that's a bloody good shop, that. I come across that shop when I was just looking around, and I know, just looking around, I've been saving up for an engine for well over a year, a different engine, just for fun, you know. Didn't really know what I wanted. I was following the Nova Rossi thing, you know, when they died and everything, and then I found out that they'd come back as Nova, and I thought, oh, I'll give one of them engines a go. Let's see what other people think about them before I get one. And you know, with all the postage and everything, they were all out of stock. But then I found this place, Answer RC, bloody good shop. Turns out they're the distributors of them, and they get them, but they were waiting a long time for them as well. And yeah, so that's how I managed to get hold of one, through them. Answer RC, bloody good shop. And I've had a few issues. Not going to talk about it in this video. I'm going to do a dedicated video all about the engine and all about the buggy and all about the bits and bobs you need to do and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go through all of that in another video, a full video, once I get it sorted out. Once I get it actually properly sorted and there's no more kinks, then I'll do the video, because I know 100% what you need to do. Some of you lot are probably thinking, bloody hell, what are you on about? Fitting an engine is easy. But the trouble is, putting a spanner in the works, like what I always do, trying to get something which isn't designed to go in another thing, I always do that. It's just what I do. It's me, you know. It's just what I do. Think back in time when I had the Mark 1 Focus RS. I was putting all these parts in it, but weren't really designed to go in that engine. You know, rally cams, 6-pedal clutches, you know, port and polish heads with tubular manifolds that weren't designed for that engine. They were designed for an engine that was a bit modified, you know, for rallying and all of that. But I made it work. The Land Rover Discovery done the same thing. Made it work. So with this, I will make it work. But anyway, you lot, I thought I'd just have a little chat. I'm standing here at the bench, playing around with this little engine, and yeah, I'm going to get on with it now and stop talking, because the trouble is, one of you had a go at me the other day. I talk too much. Do I talk too much? Well, I'm sorry about that. I just love life, alright? I love life, and I'm full of stuff I want to say to everybody. I'm just full of it. I could talk all day long. Anyway, I'll catch you later on. I'm not going yet, but I'm going to go and get on with this, put this engine together, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, you lot, I've got to do a little bit of a modification, as I said, to the engine mounts and that. I've started doing it. I've got it on here. Look, that's how much I'm going to grind off. I've already started it actually, but I'm going to take them down so they're that thin. And it doesn't matter. There's no structural integrity on these. Some of you may be thinking, why can't you just bolt it straight to the chassis? Well, I could drill holes and sort it out, but the holes there, they're designed to have in their little plates there on them. I dare say there's a way which everybody knows about, but me being me, sort of out in the sticks in a way, you know, research and all of that ain't a thing I can do, because I just don't bother. I tend to just make things work with what I've got, and then find out later on there's an easier option. Well, the easier option is to buy the proper engine mounts, but they're about 15 quid plus postage, and I ain't got 15 quid anymore. Spent everything on what you see in front of me, so I'm making do with what I've got. The only trouble is fighting the cold at the moment. -5, it's not mega cold, but what's happening is my batteries are going flat and quick as you can imagine. And this was a fully charged battery yesterday, sat out here overnight in the cold, and you know, it's gone flat. So waiting for that to charge up. This one's gone flat as well, which is also fully charged. And once it charges up, I'll have this ground down, and hopefully we should have a little issue sorted out, and we'll be well away again. Right, rather than waiting around for that silly little battery there to charge, I thought I'd crack out the big gun. So I cracked out the electric grinder, and we got that done. So I've already put the other one in. It's a lot lower, it's a lot thinner now than they were originally. So hopefully the engine will sit lower, and then the flywheel will be lower in that hole, and it won't have all the problems I'm having trying to start it up. And then when I get some more money, like, you know, save up a bit more dollar, because don't forget, I'm currently working 2 jobs in order to pay to get my motorhome repaired after it started leaking. So you know what I mean, that's what it's about at the moment, making do with what you've got. And if you have a problem, just make do with what you've got and try and make it work. That's the thing. Don't keep throwing money at things unless you really have to. But at the moment I'm pretty confident I can make that work. Well, the engine's a lot lower now, but I think a lot of the trouble that I've got is you know, this starter box doesn't seem to have enough guts in it. It just hasn't got enough power in it to turn the engine over very well. These are 2 brand new fully charged 7.2 volt batteries, but you see this starter box, I believe it was a sample that they had, he said. But he never stocked them, and I know why he never stocked them. This little thing broke off on the first time I opened it, so that's no good. But it just hasn't got enough guts to turn the engine over. So I heated it up to over 100 degrees to try and get some heat in it the very first time that I tried it. But yeah, so I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to try and get a more manly starter box, and then we should have no more trouble with this. So now the engine's lower though, it's definitely a lot better, because it was a right pain in the ass before to try and get the little wheel to hit on the flywheel. But we'll get there, we'll get there. This is like a behind the scenes of, what should we call it? Project MP9, that's what it is. Behind the scenes of Project MP9. Yeah, now I fixed one problem for free But this starter box cost me 45 quid, and I'm not particularly happy with it, to be honest, but it is what it is. Maybe if I see, these are 7.2 volts, brand new batteries, fully charged. I've just, you know, but maybe if I can get hold of, but then again, it's more money, isn't it? So I'll have to leave it for now. That'll have to be on hold for now, the old starter box, and we'll go from there. So the next time you see this whole project, hopefully I'll have a better starter box with more guts in it, and we can throw some more money at the buggy and see what happens. But that's all the fun and games, eh? That is all the fun and games. We love it. In fact, I've got another starter box, but it's for a smaller scale. I don't think it'll fit. Lied. I haven't got another starter box. I have got one, but the motor burnt out, if you remember. So I haven't got another one. So I've got this other starter box here. I've got this one. It's one of the ones I kept. I think it works. But if you put that on there, the buggy on there, and then... Oh, quite slotted in place. Slotted in place. Yeah. There it is, I think. Bloody. Right, here we go. Now we're lined up. If we push down on it, we can see the wheel goes up into the hole, but it doesn't touch the flywheel. There's a gap of about, you can see the gap. You can see the gap in there. That's down fully. So this starter box won't work with it either. At least with that gutless one, at least it reaches the flywheel, but it hasn't got enough guts to turn it. And I remember this starter box was powerful, but it won't touch the flywheel. So we're in a bit of a predicament at the moment, but we'll be getting there. We'll be getting there, no problem. Anyway, you lot, I shall catch you later on. And as I said, there's going to be a whole detailed video coming up of how I've done it all. You know, what you have to do to fit this engine, because fitting this engine, I should explain, it's not just a case of bolting it in. So I'm doing it on a budget, just making do with what I've got. And I'm fully aware, you don't have to remind me, you lot, that there's a lot of people out there that have already done it probably, and you can probably already buy the parts and you can buy everything in order to fit it to a ready set buggy. But that's if you're rich, do you know what I mean? If you've got the money there. So I'm just doing it with what I've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on it, on what I done to get it fitted. And in which case, anybody who's on a budget and they bought the engine but now they're skint can still fit it to their ready set buggy. Because let's face it, you don't need to spend money unless you have to. But I haven't done it yet. Well, I will have done it. By the time you see this video, it will be done. Because this video is not going to come out for a little while yet. So by the time you see this video, it'll probably be done. Unless I really do run into some issues. But I'd imagine it'll be done. So I shall catch you lot later on. Thanks for watching, as always. And yeah, enjoy yourselves, love life, and just enjoy everything. Because, you know, that's what we're here to do. Enjoy everything. If it was on Mars, or Pluto, or the moon, we'd be there to enjoy everything. So make sure you do. I'll catch you later on, you lot. All the best. Oh, that reminds me. I want you to tell me in the comments what you've got. If you've got an MP9, what have you done to it? I want inspiration, and I want, well, I've got plenty of inspiration, but I want more inspiration, and I want ideas. Yeah? Once this engine is set up and done nicely, I'm not going to fanny around with diffs. I'll only fanny around with diffs if they break, alright? So I don't want people saying you should get this diff and that diff. I'm not going to mess around with any diffs or anything until they break, and then I'll get a better diff. But what have you done? I want some different coloured, these plastic things here, you know, these shieldy things. I want some different colour ones of them. So what ones have you got? What have you done? Blah, blah, blah. Put it all in the comments. I love reading the comments on when you lot say what you've done to your buggies and whatnot. And it'll give me plenty of inspiration from what to do with this next, once I've got everything done. Once my motorhome is repaired, and I haven't got the financial burden of that on top of me, I'll be getting on this buggy, and I'm going to have myself a proper nice customised buggy. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'll see you later.